It's Wednesday, February 17th, 2021. And don't worry, folks, we haven't been banned from Facebook. We just had a piece of equipment fail.
Yep, but we're still live on Cable 10, and once we record this wonderful program we're going to have, it will be posted on Facebook.
And we got a big show today. We got a lot of stuff going on. We have an update from the Frankfort High Drama Club. We hear from Dr. Barber. And what else?
I think we're going to hear a little something about jazz, right?
Oh, yeah.
And hey, we're going to Mars again. The rover lands tomorrow. So we'll talk about that. I think that's exciting.
And a new Kitkat. All that and more right after this. All right, welcome into a Wednesday edition of Around 10. I'm Harvey Couch alongside my good friend, Miss Kathy Lindsay. Kathy, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I tell you what, I'm sitting here and I told you before we started that I'm getting ready to sneeze and there's still something brewing. So so hang on.
Everybody beware that it may be coming at any moment.
That's right.
Well, yeah, like we mentioned at the top, we are not on Facebook today. So that means no question of the day because we're not having a interactive program, unfortunately. But you can still watch us. I think we'll get it up on Facebook shortly after the program's over. So we'll see if we start getting flooded with phone calls. The main office, I'm sure, will just get tons of calls of people missing us on Facebook. But if you're watching on cable, then we're happy to have you here. And thanks for joining us. Like we said, we got a big show today. Lots of things to cover. Should we just jump in?
We can. We talked about, because we're not live on Facebook, that we're not going to have a question of the day because it couldn't be interactive. But I'm throwing something in there.
Oh, Lord.
Because we were talking about it just before it started, because today's Ash Wednesday. People give stuff up for Lent. Yes. So if you just want to put in the comments, if you're watching this later, what you're giving up for Lent, share that with people. I think that would be interesting.
Okay. So, can I give up going to movies, sporting events, concerts and eating in restaurants?
Sure. Yeah.
I think I can do that for 40 days. Hopefully not much longer after that, but yesterday was Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday, sort of the last day to let loose before Ash Wednesday and the beginning of Lent. So
did you get crazy? Did you get wild?
Yeah, man. Did you see me at the plant board meeting last night? I was just partying it up at my hurricane.
You did have on your colorful shirt, your Mardi Gras shirt.
My Mardi Gras shirt. But no, we kept it. Although actually we did have some. We had saved some crawfish from the last time I was in New Orleans, and some Monica sauce. I don't know if you ever had crawfish Monica. That was our meal last night. Super yummy, sort of a creamy, spicy sauce on pasta. So yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah, well, good.
So all right, should we take a look at the weather? It has been glorious, just wonderful last week in weather town, and it looks like we're going to continue it. Today is going to be cold, and cloudy. So the ice and snow is not going anywhere. It's going to be there for a while. We'll get a little bit more snow starting tonight into tomorrow. Who knows how much, but we'll keep an eye on it. Then a peak of sunshine on Friday, but still only a high of 27 degrees. And I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I'm watching Kathy try to not sneeze. And then on Saturday, a high of 32, partly cloudy. And then finally on Sunday, we get up above the freezing mark, a high of 43 degrees, partly cloudy. Maybe we can start thawing out a little bit on Sunday. So it's been a rough couple of weeks here with the winter precipitation and temperatures.
It has been. So we heard from the National Weather Service that this winter storm that we're getting, this next one, starts this afternoon into the early evening, and then we'll go into Friday morning. So that means that there is a winter storm watch for a large portion of Kentucky, and even they said that even if you're not in like the heavy parts, that they're saying that there's still the possibility that you could see some heavy snow and ice. So to be careful.
All right. Good deal. Thanks for the tip. And we'll keep an eye out. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people getting into building snowmen. I've seen some igloos. People have been building igloos, and
Oh,
you can do some good sledding because you got the ice and the snow together. It's
yeah.
pretty good luge going down the hill if you can find a good one.
Maybe I can get Ella to go out today. I tried to get her yesterday because we have a trampoline that's enclosed with a net. And
Mhm.
so that's been like our snow meter to see how much we've
Okay.
gotten,
Right.
no. And you should get in there and jump around. And she was like, no.
You do it, Mom.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Well, let's move on to getting into the show. But first, we have been all month long celebrating Black History Month here on Around 10, and focusing on important figures in Black history. And so Zach asked me to come up with somebody to put on today. And at first, I started thinking, obviously, because Mardi Gras just happened, all my mind is on New Orleans, and so I was thinking, should it be Buddy Bolden or Fats Domino or Louis Armstrong? And so I started looking for videos, and then I found one that was just like about jazz in general and the birth of jazz in New Orleans, which sort of covers all the bases. So let's watch a little bit of that right now.
By the turn of the 20th century, New Orleans had long been a veritable cultural melting pot. Out of that unique culture would be born a new form of African American music, a blend of African, Latin, and European forms and styles. This music would be called jazz.
In the early days, jazz was played primarily by African American musicians, and they often played it in the red light districts of New Orleans. And because of this, it was considered immoral music. Even a publication as prestigious as the New York Times wrote an anti-jazz article. But these efforts did nothing to stop the rise and the spread of jazz.
In 1917, the military closed the New Orleans red light district. But by that time, the music had caught the attention of a young man who lived in the neighborhood. His name was Louis Armstrong, and he would go on to become a sensation in New Orleans. Jazz was one of the most innovative and original forms of African American cultural expression. Yet, the first jazz recording was made by an all-white band from New Orleans. Their song sold over 1 million copies and introduced a watered-down form of jazz to a broader American audience. But it was a group of black soldiers who would take jazz itself to an international audience.
During World War I, James Reese Europe was a leader in the Harlem Hellfighters, a segregated troop of African American soldiers, but he was also a very gifted musician and composer. He started a band of black military men who played the new music throughout Europe, and even after the war was over, that band continued to spread jazz throughout the Western world.
With the talents of pioneers such as Buddy Bolden and Jelly Roll Morton, Bessie Smith and Mamie Smith, as well as Armstrong and Ellington, the music became so popular that the Roaring Twenties came to be known as the Jazz Age. From its humble and controversial origins, jazz had become the first original, sophisticated instrumental music in American history. Jazz is America's genuine classical music.
That makes me happy. I like listening to that stuff. Jelly Roll Morton.
That's right. That was really good. Thanks for bringing that on for us.
Yeah. And it is interesting. The one piece that I hadn't thought about, obviously jazz is a very American music, or really one of the first, right? And, but that it became really popular in Europe too, in Paris, and there's lots of jazz clubs back in the early 20th century. And that a lot of that was from I didn't realize how it got there, but that it was
Right.
soldiers in World War One. So
Sure.
black soldiers. So that was pretty cool.
Excellent.
All right. Are you ready to move on to the next piece?
Let's do it.
Okay. So should we just go into the trailer? Should we get some
Well,
lead in here?
we can talk a little bit about Andrew Tippett. On Saturday, February 20th, the FHS Drama Club will premiere their short film, Silverstein Splash. And yesterday, Zach hopped on Zoom to speak to director Andrew Tippett and actor students Hallie Simons and Caitlin Judd about their experience shooting a movie instead of being live in front of an audience. But first, let's see the trailer, and then we'll hear from the students.
In a world turned upside down by a 100-year pandemic, two siblings take a routine trip to their local library.
This is my favorite book when I was your age.
What at first appears to be a normal trip quickly becomes anything but.
There's a light on in the attic.
He likes it because it's cold in there.
Told you a million times tonight.
And turns into a journey through the magical world of Shel Silverstein.
Find me a captain and sign me a crew.
Through the brilliant imagination of two young people.
Two.
Up to the rooftop.
Where they tied my hands behind my
Join us on this enchanted, lighthearted, and whimsical expedition, streaming on our Facebook page beginning on February 20th. Found at facebook.com/FHS Drama Club.
I'm excited to have some guests here with me today to talk about the Frankfort High Drama Club's upcoming presentation of Silverstein Splash, their short film. It'll be airing Saturday, February the 20th at 7 p.m. on Facebook. But first, I want to announce or introduce our guests here. We've got Andrew Tippett, the director, and we've got seniors and actors, Hallie Simons and Caitlin Judd. How are you all this morning?
I'm good.
Good. Thank you.
I'm doing great this morning.
That's awesome. Well, Andrew, first off, let's talk about, we already mentioned that it's going to be on the 20th, 7 p.m. Facebook, the Drama Club's Facebook page. But first off, talk me through the decision to make a short film instead of the traditional play. I know COVID-19 played into that, but where did you sort of arrive at that decision?
Yes, well, unfortunately, COVID-19 has put a real damper on our drama club activities, really for about the last year. We were about a week away from opening our production of the Seussification of Romeo and Juliet, and when COVID really started hitting us really hard, and we had to cancel that, unfortunately. So when we started back to school in the fall, I started to look at the options, and it really became clear that our normal plays and activities really, weren't going to be a viable option for us. So I just, started to think about what we could do instead. And I talked with our principal, Tyler Reed, and we just discussed several different options. And this short film really seemed to work well. We could film in small groups, and we could socially distance. And this entire film was filmed outside, so we didn't do any inside shooting to kind of help with that with those COVID safety precautions. So it just really seemed to be kind of the natural fit as the best way to move forward at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea to still let kids get out there and have their creative juices flowing and be able to actually participate and perform for people. And Caitlin and Hallie, I want to ask you all, what was how did you enjoy shooting a movie as opposed to being in a theater in front of an audience? Hallie, we'll start with you.
It was really different. I've never really been in front of the camera, so I'm like, do I look at the camera? Do I not? It was like a very awkward experience when I'm used to just looking at my fellow actors. But I'm like, I liked it. It was new, but it was cool.
Yeah. And Caitlin, what about you?
I definitely have to agree with Hallie on that. I also really liked the fact that we could do multiple takes and it wasn't just a one continuous kind of thing, because I did mess up a lot. So we were able to like film it over and over till every one of us got it right.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a good blooper reel that will see the light of day at some point.
Oh, definitely. We're forcing him to make one. He just has to at this point.
Yeah, I think we're all asking for that one. And so did you all learn, did you get to learn a lot about the actual filming process? Like, did you get to learn about like the cameras and lighting and things like that? Caitlin, you can answer this one.
I would say so, yeah. I mean, we had multiple times we had to figure out, oh, the light doesn't look good here. Oh, wait, no, we need to put it over here. Oh, wait, that doesn't look good either. Let's put it all the way back here. So I definitely think we got a taste of the lighting and how the camera works and rolling action and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys were a well-oiled machine by the time you were done.
Oh, definitely.
Hallie, do you think you'll want to shoot another movie again anytime soon?
Yeah, it was really interesting. I kind of felt famous for a little bit, even though it was just a Frankfort High drama event. I liked it.
Yeah, well, people drive by, like you said, you did it outside, and we've seen in the trailer, you guys are at prominent locations around town. So I'm sure people are kind of driving by and honking and seeing who this celebrity is in their town.
Well, there was one instance where someone got in a wreck right in the middle of our scene, or maybe right before we started shooting, because I don't think the camera was rolling, at the Singing Bridge. So that was an interesting experience.
Was it the wreck at Singing Bridge? You were filming during that?
Yeah, right in front of it, like 5 feet away.
We'll throw the blame at you guys. How about that? Well, let's get into the actual short film. Anybody can take this one. Walk me through the plot here of Silverstein Splash.
So it's a pretty simple plot. It's made up of Shel Silverstein poems. And basically his brother and his sister go to the library and they sit down and they start reading through a Shel Silverstein book, and all of these different scenes, these different poems start to come to life in their imagination. So we get to see all these different poems and scenes recreated, with the help of our ensemble, which Caitlin and Hallie are a part of. So it's a short film. It's a simple plot, but I think it's very. I think you'll see the end product is very kind of a creative production.
And Caitlin and Hallie, what characters do you all play?
We play a lot of different characters.
Oh.
So there's sort of two different groups. There's the older kids, which are me, Leah, Caitlin, and Rebecca. And then there's a younger group with like freshmen, maybe a sophomore, and some middle schoolers kind of put together. So we play, you could tell at each individual scene when you watch the show. I'm trying to think of what I do. There's one poem where it's about sign language. There's one where I'm a captain.
There's one about rhyming.
One where we're rhyming?
Yeah, it's like the salutation, congratulation.
Yeah. There's one with a llama. That's fun.
Well, is there anything else you guys want to shout out about the show before we leave?
Yeah. We just want to encourage everyone to tune in virtually this coming Saturday. The festivities start probably around 6:30. We're going to have a virtual red carpet, and we're going to introduce our cast and crew between 6:30 and 7. At 7, we'll have the premiere, and it's probably about 20 minutes, maybe a little less. And then at 7:30, we are going to do a Facebook Live question and answer session. So we encourage people to jump on that, ask questions. We'll have the crew with us, and it'll be kind of an informal, discussion about making the movie. And so hopefully it'll be a great night, and we want to encourage everyone to come out and watch and see the hard work that these students have put into making the short film.
Absolutely. You can watch Silverstein Splash starting this Saturday, February 20th, starting at 7 p.m. on the FHS Drama Club page on Facebook. Hallie, Caitlin, Andrew, thank you all so much for being here on Around 10, and we look forward to watching your movie.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks to Zach and Andrew and Hallie and Caitlin from the Frankfort High Drama Club. Talk about making lemonade out of lemons, right? I mean, it's so cool. And it looks great. And I'll definitely check it out on Saturday night. And just, it's neat that you can lean into the thing, like you think, oh, it's a bummer that they can't do it, a regular performance, but it's like, well, let's make the most out of it. Let's have a red carpet on Facebook. Let's do a Q&A. It's great stuff.
Yeah. I think that's where you turn challenges into opportunities because, this has given the students the opportunity to work in a different way than they have like on the stage,
Right.
working with cameras and editing and takes and multiple takes and, and then doing things virtually. And, it might give them the opportunity for more people to see it that wouldn't have been able to come. So
yeah,
that's awesome, I think.
Yeah. So congrats to those folks. Absolutely looking forward to seeing that on Saturday night. So check it out on the Frankfort High Drama Club's Facebook page.
Yes.
All right. Let's get into some headlines. We have some news about things that are changing with the weather and some events that are still on. So first things first, the previously scheduled health department vaccine drive-through event that was scheduled for today has been rescheduled for Monday, February 22nd. The folks who have an appointment have been notified by text or email. If you can't make the new appointment, please give them a call, 564-7647, and it's extension 130, 131, or 125. So be sure to leave a message and let them know if you can't make it to the new appointment.
Yeah, that's important because I know they want you to keep your appointment if you can because you want to get that vaccine.
Yep.
So this Saturday, Frankfort state lawmakers are hosting a town hall. Our representatives Derek Graham and Dan Pfister and Senator Adrian Southworth are holding a town meeting this Saturday, February 20th at 10 a.m. in the FHS auditorium. They're going to give updates on legislation and take questions from the audience.
Yeah. I think that graphic showed Dan Pfister as a Democrat from Versailles. He's a Republican,
He's
I believe,
a Republican,
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but that's cool that the three of them are getting together, bipartisan way of listening to local, to input from local, folks.
Well, they've been in the legislative session and it's they're going to give an update on what's happening. And I think most importantly is that they're taking questions from the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives, the public a forum to find out what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Another weather affected thing. The county had set up their small business grant program. The deadline has already passed, but they have extended it because of the winter weather. So the deadline to apply for the small business grant is now Thursday at noon. So tomorrow at noon, you've got a little bit over 24 hours. If you haven't gotten it in, you want to get it in, check it out. There is an interview that Abby did with Judge Wells and the grants administrator and Northcutt. They discussed the process and the requirements. That interview is on the Cable 10 YouTube page. So check that out if you haven't already subscribed to it, obviously. But check it out to see the video that the interview that we did with that Abby did with Judge Wells and Northcutt. If you have information or questions, please contact Ann Northcutt at ann.northcutt@franklincounty.ky.gov.
Awesome. Well, we've talked about it before, but they keep talking about it, which means that they're really serious. But Franklin County needs substitute teachers. So if you were a substitute teacher for Franklin County Schools last year and would like to be placed back on the list, please email nicole.williams@franklin.kyschools.us. If you've never been a substitute teacher and would like to apply, please complete the online application on the district's website at it's franklin.kyschools.us. Non-certified substitutes must have a minimum of 64 semester hours of credit from a regionally accredited institution.
Did you ever consider becoming a teacher or a substitute or anything?
Of course.
You thought about it, or you were?
I was in the education program in my freshman year of college.
Okay.
Yeah, that didn't last long.
That's as far. Yeah. So you're as much a teacher as I am an engineer, because I did that for a year too.
Well, a lot of my friends in college were elementary education majors. So I was like, okay. And yeah, they were really good at it, and they did all kinds of crafty stuff and did things, and I just couldn't. Yeah. But which means I'm very thankful for all the teachers out there, because I know that it's something that I couldn't do.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to, was that neither of us can or would be able to, and so we're very thankful for the folks that can. And so if you can help out by being a substitute, please raise your hand, because it sounds like they really could use some help.
They are in need.
All right, so that's an update on the county schools. An update on the independent schools. Frankfort Independent will be on a virtual schedule through next Wednesday, so that's a week from today, February 24th, 2021, and then they will go back to their in-person / virtual option on Thursday, February 25th, 21.
Yep. At the end of the week, the teachers are getting their booster shots.
Okay.
Vaccine, so that's going to take a little time. So and with the impending weather, they decided to go ahead and call it until next week.
That's probably the right call. Okay, our own David Columbia had an opportunity to sit down and have a quick chat with Dr. Houston Barber about the Frankfort Leads program, teacher vaccinations, and the ongoing FT Wilkinson Gymnasium remodel. So let's take a look.
Welcome back to the show, Dr. Houston Barber, Superintendent of Frankfort Independent Schools. It's good to have you back, sir. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
We'll jump right in. I know you've got a new program for students called Frankfort Leads, and just take us through that and kind of inform the community of what that consists of.
Yeah, so Frankfort Leads is a 2-day student leadership forum, and it's on May 13th and May 14th of 2021. It was derived from students at Frankfort High School, actually led by Lilia Smithson and Ella Abney, who also in conjunction with a large group of students and student leaders, decided they wanted to put on a forum where they could learn more together about servant leadership, about about influential leadership, about leadership in general. And so they're inviting speakers from all over the country to be a part of that experience, so that students can learn from that and learn about those different types of leadership. But then also they're going to have a speech competition. They're going to have a community service project centered around it. And we're going to be sending out, we actually have a campaign this week that we've started, and we're going to be sending out notice about how to get involved, who can be involved, which is generally anyone in the entire community, how you can sponsor the event and what's taking place. And so we want to make sure that we are investing in our community while the community is investing in us. So we're real excited about this opportunity.
What's the best place for folks to go to get more information about that opportunity?
So we have a website and we'll kind of send that out in the community, and I can send that to you as well to promote. We have a website, we have access to different resources. So there'll be multiple avenues, and we'll even have it on our website, Frankfort Independent Schools website. We'll have it on our different social media locations. And so we'll make sure there's an ample opportunity to get access.
Great. That sounds like a great program for the students. Speaking of the students, go ahead and just give us a general update of Frankfort Independent School System and where things stand right now.
Yes, sir. So exciting times. We're obviously we're in the weather situation that's going on. We're getting moving towards having more in-person instruction and opportunity. We're obviously focused on safety with the COVID-19 situation. All of our teachers will be fully vaccinated by the end of this week, which is just remarkable in itself. and obviously barring any weather-related challenges. But we feel like that we're getting a groove with our students who are wanting to come into school and be a part of the experience, as well as those that are virtual learners. We have a robust experience for both of our type of learners. We're very focused on each and every child. We continue to be focused on our 3-to-1 approach, which is focused on social emotional needs, access to opportunity, and of course, our academic behavioral and passions support. One other thing that's happening that I think people are paying attention to is that our gym, Ewing Street Gym, FD Wilkinson Gym, is moving and being renovated, and it's just looking remarkable. And so we're sending out timely communication and pictures about what's happening, and I think you'll be impressed with the results. It's going to be probably I'm a little biased here, but it's going to be the best gym in the state of Kentucky, in my opinion, with its history, with its renovation, and it seats up to 3,500, 4,000 people. So that's going to be just remarkable stuff. So, but in general, Frankfort Independent is our enrollment is up. We're thriving. We're competing with getting everybody involved in terms of our local businesses and industry, and we're getting our kids involved with internships, opportunities. So it's just been an exciting time to be a Frankfort Independent Panther.
Dr. Barber, that's some great information. It's also great to hear those big projects that are continuing to go on, even though weather and with the pandemic still going. It's great to hear that still progressing. I want to thank you for joining us this morning, and we'll check in with you soon to see some more information about Frankfort Independent Schools.
Yes, sir. Take care.
All right. Thanks to David Columbia and Dr. Houston Barber for that update on what's going on with Frankfort Independent Schools. Sounds like a lot of stuff. I know you're super excited about the gym remodel. You got a front row seat.
I have a front row seat that is right down the street from me, and I see all the equipment coming and going, and I hear it coming and going early in the mornings. Now we're excited about the improvements that are happening there. I mean, it's my alma mater. I spent a lot of time in that gym, and I'll be excited to see the finished product.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be awesome because it is such a historic place, but clearly, had seen better days. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it'll be, once they get put a little bit more than a new, slap of paint on there. There's some work to do, right? And but I think it'll be awesome because it is such a big, and cool and historic building. So looking forward to some games in person there with some crowds here maybe next year.
I hope so.
Speaking of all of that, let's run down our sort of updates on COVID-19, starting with the local numbers.
Okay. Looks like we have 9 new cases that were reported in Frankfort yesterday, bringing the total number of active cases in our community to 116. A total of 3,493 Franklin Countyans have contracted the virus since the pandemic began last March, and 40 have died while positive with COVID-19. Right now, the county remains in the orange zone. We came out of red zone last week, so we're still in the orange zone. So far, so good. We want to get to yellow and then green. So, for vaccine information, you can visit kycovid19.ky.gov to register interest in receiving the vaccine. And you can also visit Franklin County Health Department's website at fchd.org and click on the COVID vaccine interest link that fits your tier.
All right, that's good information from a local standpoint. When we look at the state, Governor Beshear announced yesterday that the federal government is once again increasing our vaccine supply, which is great news. The Biden administration announced that it will send 13.5 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine to states per week, which is up from 11 million last week. The administration will also double the number of doses sent directly to retail pharmacies. Next week, Kentucky is expected to receive 87,860 vaccine doses. So that is great news.
That is great.
Still got some work to do, but going in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
New cases announced on Tuesday, 1,255, 27 new deaths. I can't wait to turn that green light off on my front porch. I mean, I'm just like so ready for that. Positivity rate now at 6.58%, which is up 0.01%. So holding steady on the positivity rate. And that brings the total number of Kentuckians who have died with COVID to 4,318. Like we mentioned before, go to vaccine.ky.gov to learn more about signing up for appointments and where you can get them.
You know what, Harvey?
Yes, ma'am.
As we're sitting here doing the show, I'm realizing how much I miss the interaction of our viewers. You know, when we're on Facebook and we have, you know, we talk about the question of the day or things that are happening, and we have people, you know, who are able to comment and we discuss it with them. And we have our top fans that I'm missing today. And so I just wanted to say, we miss you guys. And yesterday I was telling you that I was watching David Hecker do his dash driving, his dash cam driving. And so, you know, Leslie Smith doing her input, my sister, Leslie McShane doing her input, all of those things, it remind me of how much our show is for the viewers, and how much I know when I'm on it that I appreciate the input from our viewers. So not having the live interaction today is really kind of screwing with me.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're stuck with just me. It is
just Harvey.
Quite across the bear. So yeah, we look forward to having hopefully everybody back on Friday. I hope.
Yes.
Okay, let's give folks an update on what's going on with the plant board. Is that a good idea?
Yeah, we can do that, because I know we work at the plant board and it's like, yeah, we're great, whatever. But I really want to say, after seeing what's going on in other parts of the country, that I'm really, really thankful for the grid that we have here, the electric infrastructure that we have here, that we're not having to put up with those rolling blackouts or brownouts or power outages, knock on wood, that a lot of people, you know, in Texas and Oklahoma, Arkansas are having to deal with right now, because, you know, our folks have seen that, you know, we have made the investments in our infrastructure that are needed to deal, obviously, with this kind of weather, and that our crews are out able to help. I will say, I was talking to Chando at the State Journal yesterday, because she contacted me about outages due to the weather and this and that. And I was like, well, thankfully right now we haven't had any outages with this latest snow or incidents caused by the weather. So I hope I can say the same thing when I'm back here on Friday.
Yeah.
So I do want to give a shout out to all of our staff, those electric and cable linemen who have been out working in these conditions. So thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, our CEO, Van Foster, brought up at the board meeting last night, right, about the importance of being prepared with tree trimming, and that, if our board and senior staff hadn't, you know, made the strategic decision to make sure that all of our lines were cleared, that we would have been looking at a much worse outage situation a week ago, and then would have just continued to be compounded, you know, as we work through the rest of the storm. So bravo to all the forward thinking folks. That really,
it's about being proactive and prevention. Go ahead and keep those limbs trimmed before they really wreak havoc on our electric lines. So thank you.
And he had mentioned, if you see limbs like that are, you know, or lines that are under stress from limbs, to just give us a call and we'll come out and take a look at it and hopefully, you know, get it cleaned up and make sure that nothing bad happens.
Right. But if for some reason you do have an outage here in the next couple of days, always you can call us. We have people right here in town who are answering the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can call to report any service issues that you're having. 352-4372.
Yep. And hopefully nobody has any outages, but, you know, who knows? We'll see. And don't forget about our Roundup for Change program. which is a great opportunity to help support folks in need. And basically all you do is your bill, just the pennies that go up to the next dollar, we round it up for you, and then we take that money and hand it off to help contribute to the Winter Care Program through the Bluegrass Community Action Partnership, which helps folks in need pay their utility bills. Yeah. So it's a great program. So get on with that if you haven't already. And then finally, big news last night, our board approved an agreement with the Tennis Channel. It's been off since January 1st. And so we are working to get it back on this afternoon. It'll be on preferred cable, channel 151, and then HD on 651, just in time. I think the Australian Open is still going on right now, and lots of tennis things happening. I know folks missed that channel being on, so it will be back hopefully today. If not today, then I would think tomorrow, but we're rooting for this afternoon.
Awesome. A lot of tennis fans here in town.
There are. I mean, I figured there were, but I certainly spoke to a lot of them. So appreciate your being customers and your feedback, and it was helpful. So.
All right. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's take a quick break and think about shopping local.
Let's do it.
Frankfort is lucky to have so many locally owned restaurants and shops for us to enjoy. They often give back to our community through sponsorships of programs and events of our local schools and civic organizations. We need them here, but right now, they need us. It is our turn to support them in their time of need. Give them a call or order online. Most are open for delivery and curbside service. Let's all do our part to show local love and keep Frankfort strong.
All right. Shop local, support local. Our shout out to a locally owned business, especially Black owned businesses during Black History Month. We're talking about Next Generation Athletics on 7 Riley Road, inspiring kids to be confident in and out of the gym. Oh, cool. They are a youth focused training center, targeted training for specific sports, and it is a safe and sanitary environment. So check them out at 7 Riley Road, 502-395-2834, Next Generation Athletics.
Awesome. That's one I didn't know about. So
now you do.
Them up. I need to get Ella into something.
Yeah. I mean, that has definitely been a challenge right through this whole thing of just getting them out the door and moving their bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it's cold and snowy, it's kind of hard to be like,
right.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to go out either.
Let's snuggle up.
Yeah. Okay.
Exciting things coming up on Cable 10. What are they?
Always exciting things. Wednesday nights, Global Connections at 5 o'clock and 5:30. Bill Miller will sit down with Linda Quinn and William Shields for always informative and interesting topics. And then we've got Civic Clubs night tonight, 6 o'clock Rotary Club, 7 o'clock Kiwanis, and at 8 o'clock the Optimist Club.
All right, that sounds good. Thursday, tomorrow at 6 p.m., you get to see the FPB board meeting if you happen to miss it on Zoom last night, or I think we aired it live as well. And then at 9, we have the Architectural Review Board meeting from also from last night.
Yep. And you can be sure to tune in at the beginning of the board meeting. You can hear my children screaming outside the door of my office while I try to present an item for a public hearing.
I thought there was a coup happening.
Well, there may have been. Rachel was trying to get them out the door to go sledding, and it's just like the door is right out there, and it was just
awesome.
Close the door, open the door, get your pants on. All right, have we done Friday? No, Friday.
We got Friday too.
Live around 10 with Scott and Kathy.
Will be here.
Yep, and hopefully we'll have an interactive
Maybe we'll be
show.
live on Facebook.
Who knows? At 5 o'clock, the ARB meeting from last night, we'll air that. And then at 7 o'clock, we'll have some Game of the Week basketball.
Awesome.
Crosstown, Franklin County, and Western Hills from January 22nd. And then Crosstown, Western Hills, and Frankfort High from January 15th. So got some good basketball on Friday night on Cable 10.
Very cool. Well, we got to go into these hot topics.
Yes.
Because they're very exciting if you're into space stuff. And that has been a thing from my childhood that my dad instilled in me and my sister. And so we have big things happening tomorrow. We are landing a rover on Mars again.
Wow.
So NASA is inviting the public to take part in virtual activities and events as the agency's Mars 2020 Perseverance rover nears entry, descent, and landing on the red planet. Touchdown is scheduled for approximately 3:55 tomorrow. And it's not every day that NASA lands an SUV-sized rover on Mars. The last rover to land on Mars was Curiosity, 2012, and the stationary InSight lander touched down in 2018. So all landings on Mars are difficult, but NASA's Perseverance rover is attempting to touch down in the most challenging terrain on Mars ever targeted. So I was reading about this last night, and it just seems amazing. So the intense entry, descent, and landing phase, known as EDL, begins when the spacecraft reaches the top of the Martian atmosphere. And then engineers have referred to the time that it takes to land on Mars, from that beginning to land on Mars, is the 7 minutes of terror. So, and that's all going to be live tomorrow. You can see it. So the live coverage and landing commentary from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California is going to begin at 2:15. And you can see it on the NASA TV public channel, which is channel 17, and NASA's website, as well as they have an app. They're on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and several other social media platforms. So there's lots of access to it. And so if you have the opportunity, you can watch that happen. Because again, they said this is the most difficult terrain they're landing on so far. And I just can't believe that I don't even know how far away Mars is. I'll just tell you that. But the fact that we're going to be able to watch it live happening is just, it blows my mind.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you know, is that close to where Mark Watney was in the movie The Martian?
Oh, yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
All right, here's a trivia question for you, Kathy, since you're such this space expert.
I'm not a space expert, no.
When the Perseverance rover was launched?
When
like
it was
how
launched?
long? Yeah, so then like how long did it take it to get from Earth to Mars? Do you know?
I don't know, but it says Mars 2020 Perseverance. I'm assuming that, I don't know. Doesn't it take 3 years to get to Mars?
I don't think so, because it was launched on July 30th, 2020.
2020.
So,
well, okay. Well, when it said 2020, I assumed it was 2020, but then you had me second guessing myself.
Well, I because I don't know that I would have, because I thought it was years, but apparently maybe that's how long it would take a person to get there, because maybe they can't go that fast.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe I was thinking that from that show that I watched where they were going to Mars. Anyway.
Yeah, but it's still, I guess almost a year, about 9 months to get there. And Perseverance, it's a good name for a 2020 project. So that'll be cool. Yeah, so that's tomorrow at approximately 3:55 p.m. Eastern.
The coverage starts at 2:15 though, so that's when they do all the talking and but then that last 7 minutes, they say, from like 3:48 to 3:55 is when it's really going to be happening.
Okay. Well, that'll be cool because school will be out by then, right? You can get all the kids to watch the landing on Mars.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, more importantly than the landing of the spaceship on the red planet, there's Krispy Kreme's having a donut to commemorate it. That's way more important.
Gosh, look at that. So to mark the rare occasion of the rover landing on Mars, Krispy Kreme is offering a limited edition themed donut only available tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like if you put that much into it, whatever. The Mars donut will look like the red planet itself. Check that out. It's caramel dipped and chocolate cream filled donut is topped with a swirl that resembles Mars, and it's even sprinkled with chocolate cookie crumbs for that authentic dusty Martian touch. And I'm looking at it, I'm sitting, my stomach's growling. I've been telling you that all morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a donut.
It is such good fortune that there's not a Krispy Kreme closer to me than there is, because I would be there all the time.
Oh my gosh. I was thinking that the other day. I was like, I mean, and they have a drive-through and they tell you when it's hot.
You got the red light on. It's just like a beacon of come eat
Yes.
donuts. I know.
Okay.
So yeah. All right. On the other side, there's a new Kitkat coming. You don't seem excited.
I'm not as excited.
Color you skeptical of the vegan Kitkat. Okay. So Nestle is launching a non-dairy version of the popular candy bar called the Kitkat V, I guess. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, V for vegan. It's not Roman numeral 5. It's V.
No.
Kitkat V ditches dairy milk, which is used for regular Kit Kats, for a rice-based alternative, in addition to its new sustainable cocoa. The new bar will start going on sale later this year across several countries at select retailers before expanding worldwide. So you'll try it at least, right?
Why would I try it? I'm not vegan.
Well, I mean, okay, but they're saying it's a little more sustainable, the cocoa that they're using.
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know, Kathy, but I mean,
okay.
I got to take their word for it.
Okay.
So
anyway, I mean, but
short answer, no, from Color You a no on the Kitkat V.
Yeah, but I will say I'm not going to be like Debbie Downer on it, because I'm sure for those who are vegan, and that this is probably maybe exciting news. I mean, because it seems like, maybe options are limited.
Mm-hmm.
And so when something new comes up,
okay,
give it a try.
Okay.
Good for you, Nestle.
All right. Okay, there's been another shot fired in the fast food chicken sandwich war, Kathy.
Why are we still talking about food? I'm so hungry. Go ahead.
So I don't know if you saw, Popeyes had a huge hit with their new chicken sandwich. That came out about a year or so ago. I don't know. Time is an endless circle, but everybody was going crazy about the Popeyes chicken sandwich, and then everybody kind of got in on the thing. Wendy's, McDonald's, and KFC all updated their chicken sandwich offerings, and now Burger King wants a turn. They are going to replace their current crispy chicken sandwich with a new hand-breaded version. The new product, which will come in original or spicy, is made with a savory signature sauce, served with pickles on a potato bun. It will be available at Burger King restaurants across the country later this year. Kathy, are you going to try the new Burger King chicken sandwich?
No. Well, first of all, we don't have a Burger King here.
True.
And I wasn't, even when we did, I've never been a Burger King fan. That's my hot take today. And I'm not going to tell you why, because it's kind of gross.
Well, at this point, I don't know that we're always wishing that employees have more direct contact with our food either. So I'm not sure about the hand breaded. Although I'm sure it makes it taste better. I mean, I'm addicted to Raising Cane's, and I'm sure they hand bread their chicken because that's probably why it tastes so good.
Okay. So when we say hand breaded versus what is the alternative?
I would assume machine breaded and frozen and then, tossed into the fryer. That would be my guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Hand breaded meaning that it's
The
breaded.
employees are putting
or maybe
on the chicken.
maybe it's like that it's breaded to order, when you order the food that it's breaded and then fried.
Yeah. I'm sure it will be a good option for people if they're, again, like I said before.
I mean, it looks pretty good. And I mean, but again.
Yeah. Oh, my husband is a huge fan of, the Whopper and all that, the big sandwiches. So that looks meaty.
Yeah, I'd go to Popeyes. I mean, I think the chicken's going to be better and the sauce is going to be better. So why go for a just go to the original.
Okay.
But
in that KFC?
Well, I don't know. Not this whole chicken sandwich war, though. I think Popeyes started that.
Okay, Popeyes did start. Okay.
Okay. Well, to move off this Debbie Downer, Kathy, let's move on to famous, since you stunk up the Kit Kat and the chicken sandwich.
I like the spicy chicken from Wendy's.
Okay. All right. Famous birthdays, big crop of birthdays, celebrity birthdays today. I'm assuming that Zach has the answers to these because neither of us do.
Okay, Zach does, yes.
So we're going to start with Michael Jordan. I feel pretty strongly that I can get this one because I'm going to say he was born in 1964, which would make him, what does that make him today? 56, right? Yeah, or 57. I'm going to say 57.
Wow. I'm going to say 54. Oh my
58.
God. 58.
Okay. All right. That was close. Ed Sheeran. He is he's a singer guy, right? Yeah. Little ginger. I'm gonna say 36.
I am gonna say, I'm gonna say 34. 30.
30, man. Woof. Oh,
Yeah.
baby. Okay, Paris Hilton. So let's see. I feel like she became kind of famous. That was probably what, 2002-ish. I'd say she was maybe early 20s then. So she was probably born in 80. So I'm gonna say she's turning the big 40. Oh, 41.
My answer.
I'll say 41 then.
I'm saying 40.
40. Oh, see, we both had it. I
both
moved
had
off
it,
of it
yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Last one, Michael Bay, the greatest director of our generation. I'm glad somebody laughed at that. Let's see. Man,
Nobody else heard that laugh but you.
I don't even know where to start with this. I'm going to say 67.
I'm going to say 62. Oh, he's
Six,
just
wow.
6.
Big whiffer on that, man. That's that big time. All right.
That wasn't good.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to hit the today's in histories?
Yeah, this day in history, our own Todd has come up with some very timely, obviously, events that have happened in history. In February 17th, 1870, Congress passed a resolution readmitting Mississippi on condition that it would never change its constitution to disenfranchise blacks. And we appreciate that. So always work to be done. On this day in 1997, the Virginia House of Delegates votes unanimously to retire the state song, Carry Me Back to Old Virginia, a tune that glorifies slavery. So again, more progress and always continuing improvement.
All right, national days today. It is the Random Act of Kindness Day. So that's good. Work on that, everybody. And National Cabbage Day.
Hey.
Cabbage has grown on me. I used to just hate cabbage. I don't really like cooked cabbage all that much, but I like a good cabbage coleslaw or, cabbage on a taco or something.
This is funny because Zach and I were having this conversation before you signed on this morning. He goes, National Cabbage Day. And I was like, you just wait. In 20 years, you'll go, oh, National Cabbage Day.
Man, things do change. I tell you what. And then obviously Ash Wednesday today. So big days today. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at FPB Cable 10 or on Facebook at Cable 10 KY or the main plant board page at FEWPB. And if you have any questions or comments, you can always contact us at cable10@fewpb.com. We'd love to hear your questions or comments or thoughts on the show. And we missed having you interacting with us all day today. Hopefully we'll get back on the live Facebook train here soon. But in the meantime, just remember, if it happens around town,
it's on around 10.